Ever wish you could just talk to your Google Workspace apps and they'd like actually do the work for you?
It's almost like that now.
Right. Well, with Gemini, that future is closer than you think.
Yeah, it's true. And in this deep dive, we're using Google's Gemini for Google Workspace,
Mm-hmm.
Prompting 101 guide
Mm-hmm.
from April 2024
Okay.
to help you go from zero to AI whisper.
I love it. You've probably heard of AI features before, but Gemini's different. It's not just tacked onto Google.
It's not, no.
It's woven right into Gmail, Docs, Sheets, everything.
Exactly. It's really part of the fabric of it now.
It's like having an assistant who's read every email, document, even listened to your meetings, ready to help you with whatever you need.
Precisely. And the key to unlocking all of this next level productivity and creativity is prompting.
Okay, so let's unpack that. It's not about speaking in code, right?
Not at all.
Okay.
The guide emphasizes using natural language.
Okay.
So you literally talk to Gemini like you talk to a colleague.
Okay.
Just, maybe one who never needs coffee breaks.
Right.
The trick is to be specific. Think of it like giving really, really clear instructions.
Mm-hmm.
The clearer you are, the better Gemini understands what you want
Okay.
and can deliver what you need.
So it's like the more details, the better.
Absolutely. And Google actually provides this fantastic framework for crafting these laser-focused prompts.
Mm-hmm.
Persona, task, context, format.
Okay, break that down for me because I think I need a little help with that.
Okay, let's say you're like wrestling with a tricky email.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell Gemini you're a customer service rep, so you're establishing that persona.
Got it.
Then hit it with a task, draft a response to a customer who...
And the context would be all the nitty-gritty details of the situation.
Exactly, like they ordered a pair of shoes, but they arrived damaged, and now they're requesting. You get the idea.
I'm with you.
And finally, the format. Keep it brief and professional. Maybe include a bulleted list of options.
So even the way the information is presented, that's all controlled by me through the prompt.
Yeah.
That's wild. It's like having a personal editor, assistant, and brainstorming buddy all rolled into one.
Exactly. Now, you don't need all 4 elements for every prompt,
Okay.
but mastering them is what separates someone just dabbling in AI
Yeah.
from someone who can truly leverage it
Yeah.
to get things done faster and even like generate genuinely new ideas.
And that brings us to a surprising stat from the guide. Did you know that the average successful prompt is about 21 words long?
I did know that, yeah.
It really busts the myth that it's all about finding that one magic word or phrase, doesn't it?
It really does. This isn't the search bar, It's
Right.
more like an actual conversation.
Yeah.
Think of it as collaborating with Gemini to like achieve a specific goal.
Right.
You give it instructions, it gives you output, and you can refine and iterate until it's perfect.
So how does this actually play out in the real world? Because I'm starting to see the potential here,
Yeah.
but I need some concrete examples.
Well, get ready to have your mind blown, because in the next part, we're diving into some real-world examples from the guide, and trust me, they are juicy.
Oh.
Ready to see Gemini in action.
Oh, yeah. Let's jump into those real-world examples.
Let's do it. I especially love how the guide breaks it down by, like, your role.
Right.
It just makes it so much easier to see how you would actually use this thing.
Absolutely.
So let's start with customer service. Remember that scenario with the damaged headphones we talked about?
Oh, yeah, yeah. That felt very relatable.
Right. But imagine instead of just drafting one email, you're dealing with like a bunch of similar complaints,
Okay.
Like maybe there was a faulty product batch or something.
Mm-hmm.
Gemini can actually analyze all those emails,
What?
identify trends,
Wow.
and even like suggest some proactive solutions for you.
Hold on. It can do that.
It can.
That's next level. How would you even, prompt something like that?
You'd basically tell Gemini, point it to the relevant emails and say something like, you're a customer service manager,
Okay.
and I'm tasking you with identifying the recurring issues in these emails and recommending solutions to me based on customer feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And then watch the magic happen.
So it's not just about, wordsmithing individual emails anymore.
No.
It's about getting this bigger picture understanding of, what customers are actually feeling. That's huge for any business.
Exactly. And that's what's so cool about Gemini is can it adapt to all these different needs and levels of complexity.
Right.
And speaking of complexity, let's talk about executives.
Okay. Yeah.
Remember that town hall example from the guy?
Oh, yeah. The one about anticipating those really tough questions. As someone who gets nervous just thinking about public speaking, that one really caught my eye.
It's a high-stakes scenario for sure.
Yeah.
But with Gemini, you can take some of the guesswork out of it.
Okay.
Imagine you're like about to announce a major company restructure. Okay.
Hmm.
You could actually prompt Gemini with something like, I'm the CEO, and I'm preparing for a town hall where I'll announce a significant restructuring. Craft me 5 potential questions that my employees might ask, and then draft responses that are empathetic but also reassuring.
It's like having a team of communications experts on hand, like helping you strike the right tone and anticipate those concerns.
Yeah,
That would be invaluable for any leader.
totally.
Okay, I'm officially convinced this thing can work wonders for customer service, for execs.
Right.
But what about more creative fields? You know I love my marketing examples.
Of course.
They're my favorite.
Marketing is like a gold mine for Gemini. Think about A/B testing ad copy.
Okay.
So instead of just tweaking a few words yourself,
Yeah.
you could feed Gemini your core message. You know, who your target audience is, even specify like the tone you're going for.
Right.
It'll generate multiple variations of that copy for you to compare side by side.
So I can see which version resonates most with my target audience, like before I spend a dime on actual ads.
Exactly. That's incredible. And it goes beyond just ad copy too,
Okay.
right? Imagine brainstorming social media posts that are specifically tailored to each platform.
Okay, yeah.
So you could tell Gemini, you're a social media manager and you're promoting this new fitness tracker.
Okay.
Create 3 distinct posts for me. One for Instagram that highlights its sleek design.
Right.
One for Twitter focusing on like its awesome data tracking capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
And then one for LinkedIn emphasizing its potential for corporate wellness programs.
Okay, now that's just showing off.
Right.
But in all seriousness, the possibilities are pretty mind-blowing. It's like having a whole team of specialists at your disposal.
That's the beauty of it. And the more we delve into those level up tips from the guide, the more you'll see just how powerful this tool can be.
Okay, you mentioned leveling up our prompt game earlier.
Yeah.
It feels like we've already covered so much,
Right.
but I have a feeling we're about to unlock, some next-level AI wizardry here.
You know, I wouldn't call it wizardry exactly.
Okay.
Think of it more like mastering the art of delegating to your AI assistant.
Okay, I like it.
The leveling up section is really all about taking those core principles we've been discussing
Right.
and really pushing the boundaries of what you can do.
I am all for pushing boundaries. So lay those pro tips on me.
Okay, first up, remember, it's a conversation,
Okay.
right? So don't be afraid to break down a really complex task
Okay.
into multiple prompts.
Okay.
It's kind of like giving step-by-step instructions
Right.
instead of overwhelming Gemini with this
Yeah.
one giant ask.
So start with the big picture, and then you can get into the nitty-gritty, kind of like you would with a human teammate.
Precisely. And this is where those format constraints come in handy too.
Okay.
Because you can tell Gemini things like, give me 5 bullet points, each under 50 words.
Oh, wow.
Or even, write this in the style of a business memo. You have a crazy level of control over what the output looks like.
That's so cool. So instead of just getting this wall of text, you can really tailor it to exactly how you need it.
Exactly.
Okay. Any other power user secrets I should know about?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The guide really encourages people to get playful with this role-playing aspect.
Right.
Remember the persona element we were talking about?
Yes.
We can get really creative with it.
Yeah.
So instead of just saying you're a marketer,
Right.
try something like you're a screenwriter and you're pitching a movie about this new product.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I never would have thought to do that, though. I imagine some roles would be more helpful than others.
Of course, of course.
I'm not sure a movie pitch about my expense reports would be very exciting.
Well, that's the beauty of it. Experiment. Find what works for you. And here's a bonus tip. Don't be afraid to ask Gemini what it needs to know
Okay.
to do a better job for you.
A reverse prompt.
Exactly.
That's brilliant. It's so easy to forget that as smart as AI is, it still benefits from our human context and experience.
100%. Because the more information you provide up front,
Yeah.
the better equipped Gemini is to really deliver those wow results.
This has been so eye-opening. I have to say, when I first heard about Gemini, I was a little skeptical. Oh, another AI tool? Yeah, I've heard it all before.
Right.
But this feels different. It feels like a true shift in how we work.
It's true. And, as more and more people start using Gemini and refining their prompts, it really makes you wonder, what kind of an impact is this going to have on the future of work itself?
Right. Will everyone need to become like a prompt expert? Will fluent in Gemini be the new must-have skill on resumes?
It's certainly possible, right?
Yeah.
And beyond just those practical skills, it raises these really fascinating questions about our collaboration with AI.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what kind of new possibilities will emerge? How will it shape our creativity and problem solving?
Those are definitely questions worth pondering. It really feels like we're at the very beginning of something big here. So, if our listeners take away just one thing from this deep dive into Gemini, what should it be?
I think it would be. Don't be afraid to experiment.
I love that.
Gemini is such a powerful tool, but like any tool, it's most effective when you really understand how to use it,
Yeah.
right? So play around with it, refine your prompts, and just see what amazing things you can accomplish together.
Wise words. Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Gemini.
My pleasure.
Until next time, stay curious and keep those prompts sharp.